Hello, my knights and knighties. Welcome to not only the 22nd episode of Midknight Expressions and also to the year 2026. As promised, my next original video release is one of love and betrayal. In this new year of 2026, I introduce the bio of my original and second release from Anger Management. The song is titled Doesn't Matter. Despite taking some time off posting videos, I have not been laxed. I have completed both the bio and the a-cappella versions of what will be the third release from the cutting room floor, a song titled Word. This is a simple but powerful political song in an open G tuning. I have also completed the acoustic version of this original song. My review this week is of a profound book and movie inspired by this epic book. The book is Don Quixote. The movie is Monsignor Quixote. Don Quixote, the full title being The Ingenious Gentleman Don Quixote of La Mancha, is a Spanish novel by Miguel de Cervantes. Originally published in two parts in 1605 and 1615, the novel is considered a founding work of Western literature and the first modern novel. The novel has been labeled by many well-known authors as the best novel of all times and the best and most central work in Western literature. Don Quixote is also one of the most translated books in the world and one of the most best-selling novels of all time. Father Quixote, a parish priest in a little town of El Toboso in Spain's La Mancha region, regards himself as a descendant of the service character of the same name, even if people point out to him that Don Quixote was a fictional character. One day, he helps and gives food to a mysterious Italian bishop whose car has broken down. Shortly afterwards, he is given the title of Monsignor by the Pope, much to the surprise of the bishop, who looks upon Father Quixote's activities rather with suspicion. He urges the priest to take a holiday, and so Quixote embarks on a voyage through Spain with his old Seat 600 called Rosinante, and in the company of a communist ex-mayor, El Toboso, who, of course, is nicknamed Sancho. In the subsequent course of events, Quixote and his companions have all sorts of funny and moving adventures along in the lines of his ancestors. On their way through post-Francisco Spain, they encounter a contemporary equivalent of the windmills, are confronted with holy and not so holy places, and with sinners of all sorts. In their dialogues about Catholicism and communism, the two are brought closer, start to appreciate each other and better, but also question their own beliefs. See Wikipedia for more in-depth knowledge. Don Quixote is a story about a man who loses his sanity by spending an extended period of time, both day and night, immersed in tales of chivalry. His delusion becomes so potent, he decides to become a knight-errant. This leads him to an adventure of misadventures. Accompanied by his two companions, his mighty steed is actually an aging nag named Rosineta, along with a farmer named Sancho Panza, which just goes to show you that even a man who has lost his mind can find a fool who follows them. I believe that explains everything about politics. Regardless, because of Don Quixote's delusion and Sancho's foolishness, they experience many misfortunes in a quest to rekindle the romantic ideal of knight-errant. Everything from fighting giants, windmills, facing two armies, to herds of sheep, facing enchanted castles, inns with dubious people, fighting ancient enemies and battling marionettes, to being encouraged for the fame of their madness by a duke and duchess. They make Sancho a mayor, who surprises everyone for the brief period that he held the post of being quite capable. They also encourage the madness of both Sancho and Quixote's experiences for their own amusement. Sancho Panzas is a fool who follows the quite mad Quixote. He is often the voice of reason. For this reason, he is often the butt of humor and others' cruelty. Appropriately, because he rides an ass, a donkey, the picture of an ass on an ass, therefore he has the right to be a smartass. There are many who are drawn into Quixote's quest and drama, like the priest, the barber, and the bachelor, who themselves perform actions of madness in order to save their friend, such as burning his books, even to disguise themselves and play a role to lead Quixote away from the field of penance, or to do battle with Quixote. In Monsignor Quixote, we find a descendant of Don Quixote who is quite sane, but lives in a mad world. After an encounter with an Italian bishop who encourages Monsignor Quixote to go on a vacation, he does so in his Seat 600, aptly named Rosinante, along with Sancho, an ex-mayor, communist, and Marxist. They also have many humorous experiences, including helping bank robbers or going to see a pornographic movie. What I love most about both the book and the movie is the dialogue. Many well-worded conversations and stories within a story. For example, in Don Quixote the book, one of the many stories within a story is The Man Who is Curiously Reckless, a very sad tale of happiness destroyed by intellect. The movie, although shorter, has many great dialogues, particularly between Sancho the communist and Monsignor Quixote the priest. What is the most striking is how both the book and the movie end. An interesting point about Don and Monsignor Quixote is that they are both virgins. This may or may not have something to do with one's madness or the other's sanity. Or does it? I am open and willing to have an intellectual conversation on this point as well as many others. I fully recommend both to enrich your mind. Just please do not be like Don Quixote and lose yourself. Take the time to reflect and rest afterwards. Otherwise, you may go on a mad quest to rekindle a lost age and mistake windmills for giants. Before I leave you to the music and the madness, I want to leave you with one final thought on it doesn't matter. We spend our lives building armor. We call ourselves knights. We call ourselves strong. And we call our delusions reality. But betrayal, the kind you all hear about in this song, has a way of stripping away that armor. It leaves you standing there, mortal and shivering, realizing that you have been fighting windmills. But here is the secret of the Matrix. When the armor breaks, don't rush to weld it back together alone. Find the partner, the friend, or even the Sancho in your own mind who isn't afraid to tell you that your armor was rusty to begin with. The betrayal only matters if you let it turn you into a hermit. If you use it to grow, to nurture a true partnership, then you aren't a madman anymore. You're finally awake. Take off the armor, reset, reflect, and then we go back to the field together. Be sure to reflect, click the link below to see the bio of Doesn't Matter. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share to become an official knight or knightie. Yours sincerely, Sir David Evil Midknight. Thank you for watching Midknight Expressions. Click to subscribe or become a full member to see full content. Click the link below to see more Midknight Expressions. Yours, Sir David Evil Midknight.